around the point, and it keeps people from just thinking of nirvana. There's an Onion episode though where a guy he has an entire career, and it was like on anteaters. It's a very funny, like obviously it's not a real guy or news program. It's the Onion, but it's pretty funny. They're like, that must be fascinating. He's like, no, not really. It's like I
Yeah.
wasted 20 years of my life. Kind of like I missed out on having kids. It's dark humor, obviously,
Yeah.
but humans
So
are like that.
I
And
know.
it's just, so to a great degree, Robert, you might be the greatest in the group like that. By the way, you
Well,
enjoy a good amount of turn of phrase. Uh, so we're off the topic here. Remember,
but
I brought
but
this up because we are co-creating. I resent you talking about all that. Nobody's going to read these papers. You know what? Too bad for you. I got an audience, and somebody's
I'll
going to read
just
them, and they're journaling them all the time. But you have the opportunity right now to provide your opinions on the gravity definition, and also what else did I say? The eighth layer down here below the seven here of the unified ether field and the plasma electromagnetism. Below that eighth line, reality, right? Relions is only in brackets. That's the unit here. Reality.
how about
Uh,
experience rather than reality?
well, but experience is also reality. I mean, that's just another way of saying it.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
know. I mean, it's just interesting. I'm
the
giving
thing,
you the opportunity to react
the th-
to those things,
well,
and then I would like to talk about force time because my seriously, my kids' lunch is almost done, or maybe we have to save it. I don't know.
well, I think experience is a better term because that's something that grows.
Oh, that's sentimental.
What we're talking about force time?
No, no, he was
Sorry.
just Robert
The
always
eighth
has a
layer.
complaint about every word choice I use. So he doesn't like
No,
reality;
no.
he
Well,
likes
I'm just
experience.
saying, when
Uh,
you talk about, when you're talking reality, what do you really
Mhm.
mean by that terminology?
Oh well, there you go. There's a whole messy by itself. I capitalize it to embolden the people to go out and write a messy. It would be
that
what
would
would
be
that
free
be?
will
MEMS
with the
MEMS
observation.
2.21. Well, there's an investigation paper coming up. By the way, the very next one, the very next messy 25 is an ode to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So I
Oh,
happen to be
nice.
watching Sherlock, yeah, and it's about investigation. Investigation has been coming up for the business stuff too. How important it is, and it is an observation is going to be a subcategory in the investigation papers. So investigation, Sir Arthur's gift. I haven't laid it out yet or anything. Obviously, it's just a copy template, but it's going to be an important discussion. In empiricism will come up. Obviously, a brief intro into him mimsically creating forensic science, as well as also superheroes, not gods of the ancients, but superheroes. It's not a comic book superhero, but Sherlock Holmes is clearly a superhero. So, I mean, so Arthur Conan Doyle was tapping into something, and obviously it was ancillary to him being there at the Great Enlightenment and seeing all this happen, and he was having brilliance, which is funny. We use the word brilliance as related to illumination. Um, but so that's going to be a fun one. Investigation, observation, empiricism. We are right on topic. Basically, we have created little. This is going to drive Robert crazy. We've created little realions in this discussion, and they are all connecting to the next paper. And there's proof that the MIMS philosophy is working. In that none of you guys, if you'll attest for the audience, knew that that was the next paper. Isn't that true? Neither of you knew.
No, I didn't know. But the
I didn't
thing
know it
is,
was the next paper, but I knew you were going to write one on Sherlock Holmes. You had mentioned.
Oh, okay. I
No, no,
did. Yeah.
seriously. You had mentioned the Sherlock Holmes before.
Okay.
You had.
Well,
You had. And
Robert didn't know.
you were going to look to. You were going to write, but I didn't. Honestly, did not recall it for the sake of this conversation. Whenever I said the word a minute ago, observation, but
Yeah.
I think there's a correlation there between free will and observation being. When
Oh
I say
boy.
free will and observation being focus, our focus, where we choose to put our focus for the collapsing.
You
That
are opening up a huge can of worms going into free will. We'll have to do that in a future
But
episode,
the
I think.
decisions, because that goes back to Robert's thing on experience, the decisions
Yes.
that we make very much so determine our like with Sherlock, our ability, I think, to focus, and then through that focus, use that experience to make a determination properly of what we're
Yes,
observing at that time.
I
of
agree.
observation.
I agree.
What you got to remember with the Conan Doyle and his stories was that he changed opinionated crime investigation to an empiric
Yeah,
crime
it's
investigation.
beautiful stuff.
Right. So
It was a
he
cultural. It was a cultural takeover
at the
of
time.
a
At the
superstructure.
time, yeah, at the time, if you got accused of a crime, it was all opinion.
Oh
There
yeah,
was no,
it's
Yeah,
there
it's
was
terrible.
been
no
years
evidence.
since it's been years since I read his book, so I have to go back and reread some of
I
them.
have
I
got the
think.
But
complete
as
Audible
a
series.
result of those books, as a result of Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah, the
the
possibility,
way
the
crime got
popularity.
investigated
Yep,
changed
it's
to
unbelievable.
to
I can't wait to write it.
from subjective opinion to empiric evidence,
It's
which
fantastic.
is
What happened?
applying, right. What Conan Doyle did was he applied scientific method to investigation of crime,
Yeah, the science
and
of deduction.
it's changed completely the way that system works. However, we got a court system that is still in the
Oh,
subjective,
yeah, and it's
right?
slipping more every
So
day from that
until
enlightened period towards the
Back,
POS wave.
so
Yeah,
what
back.
we
it's
need
It's
really
going
what we need
backwards, man.
it is.
what we need today is another author of some kind who can change the subjective opinion of court to an objective opinion in court.
Well, we got to get
Yeah.
up under admiralty
But,
law first.
right, so
Yeah, there's all
well,
sorts of
it,
issues to
it,
de-engineer there. I'm sure Jonathan could write about
and,
a
and
100-page treatise on that alone by himself, and then I could
yeah.
throw another 50. I mean,
But
it's a serious problem.
the issue
Yeah.
here is the persons who desire to tell you what to do from sun up to sun up every day of your life are never going to go away, and they're never going to give
No, they're
away
not.
that desire. And if they can impose it, the requirement that you do exactly what they tell you to do from sun up to sun up. Right?
I mean, I could make them go away, but I wouldn't like myself
Yeah. But the
after
thing
I was
is,
finished.
universe, that process is self-destructive. It destroys life, and the universe
Yeah,
is about creating life.
that's
And
right.
the end result of this is the universe is going to pay it out. You know?
Well, that goes back to what was said earlier
Yeah,
before
we were
we were
talking
on the
earlier
call.
about.
Yeah, we got to all that. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning of the
Yeah.
program, Robert.
Yeah, we really got into
So
that.
we've run out of time for force time. I'm going to stop the share.
But well,
And
it's
we'll have
all
to
good.
pick it up. We're gonna pick. I've got the food's ready, man.
Yeah.
We'll pick up with the Philosophaether. We'll do
Eat on
force
lunch.
time
We
and
get back.
power, and we will. And by then, maybe I will have written. I don't know if I'll have the Sir Arthur. I've got a pretty busy weekend. We'll see if I've written anything in the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle discussion.
No, it's going to be a good one, man. Seriously.